doesn't work either. It's too rigid. But I want you to be all rigid first, then back up. So a very rigid mommy, and then she softens up a little bit, is better than a very, soft mommy who then tries to become hard, because it'll never work. So rigid first, then you can win favor with the mommy, and she'll soften up some of the rules a little bit, because you do respect the system. What's your last job? Systems or personality manager? Watching over you. The last guy or girl that watched you.
Management. Manager.
Personality manager?
Yeah.
Friendly, hey, let's go out for a drink kind of thing.
Mhm.
Sarah?
I was my own boss last time, and I had inside jokes with myself and everything.
So,
Is
is that another horn I see coming out there?
No, I really was. I was.
Prior to that one. Prior to that one then.
Mostly personality.
Okay. If you go work for chains,
That was
a lot of
for
them are systems.
Regal movie theaters.
Yeah, so that's a system. They usually have systems. So you work at Target and all these, but they have systems already. So the managers don't really have to manage. The rules are right there. They just read the book. Oh, you were late 3 times, you're fired. Okay, so. But when you have mom and pop businesses, a lot of them tend to be personality managements. Okay, this is the book, the internal book. I found this book for 50 cents 20 years ago at one of these discount salvage places. And when I read it, this doesn't have to be the best book. You can probably find a better book. You can probably find a better book. And if you do, bring it in. We'll start using that book. But this is a great delegation book. Okay? So, I'm here to guide you. If I'm not going to guide you, this book is going to teach me how to control you. So I'm either going to delegate by control or delegate, right, through systems. If I delegate through systems, I just tell you where you can't go and I'll let you free. You're off leash. We call it off leash. If you don't follow the rules, what do I do with you? Control you. It's the first thing I put on.
Systems hat.
A leash. Got it? So this teaches you to delegate by control because you don't respect the system. And how soon before I let you go? Because if you have to wear a leash, how long do I want you to stay in this company?
Not long.
Not long. So because you're trying to untrain me, and I've given you rules and you don't follow them, and I need you for the next 2 to 4 weeks, whatever, should I just let you run wild or should I put a leash on you? I put a leash. So I'm going to delegate you through control. So I come in and I say, hey, have a seat, relax. Hey, I need you to do. Oh, I'm thinking I got this other thing. So whenever you get situations like that, you're delegating through control, that person's on the way out. You tried retraining, you tried everything, they won't. They can't get off leash. Right? What do you do with a dog that always bites you?
Put it down.
Put it down. Got it? What do you do with a dog that you say, heel, stay? You keep walking. What do you do with that dog? Can you keep it? Yeah. Can you take it anywhere? Can you take it to the dog park? Can you take it everywhere? Even though there's children running around and balls running around and other dogs running around?
Yeah.
And you go to the dog, hey, stay. And the other dog sniffing around and trying to say, hey, stay. Yet if you had a pit bull on a leash and the other dog came, oh, I want to play. Oh my God. What do you do with that dog? I put it down. Delegation is the same exact thing, guys. Understand? So I'm not trying to put down anybody. I'm not trying to use words that are offensive to anybody. If you're going to be a mommy, okay, you have to delegate in one of 2 ways. You're here to guide people, not control people. In the meantime, some people will slip in that you need to control. I need you to get them on the control, put them on a leash, short leash, never leave them out of your sight, and do what? Suspend pending retraining. You try retraining, and it doesn't work, what do? So as soon as the leash is on, that's a suspension. Pending retraining, you retrain, and they're not listening, they don't want to be accountable. I'm sorry, the first one is?
Responsible.
So you can fire them if they're not responsible. They're always showing up late. Accountable? You can fire them because they're supposed to produce $50. They're only giving you $35. Can you get rid of them?
Yep.
Yep. So they're late. They don't produce $50. Professional. What's that mean?
We have to prove.
Right, you ask them to bring in the certificate that says they have a license in whatever thing they said they had, and they never bring it in. So what do you do?
Fire.
They for some reason their phone never works. So whenever they're running late, they never call you. So what do you do? And they can't coordinate. Every time they have a problem, guess who has to fix their problem? You do. So on those 5 things, can that person work here? So if you fail on one of the 5 things, 2 out of the 5 things, and we can train you and work it, can you stay? Can you accept retraining? Sure. But you have to give me all 5. Can you give me 4 out of 5 and always keep one always messed up? No. So that's your basic here. Do you guys understand? That's it. So now let's talk about some ideas. So I have this book, great book. You did your 4 years. I totally recommend you read the E-Myth book and this book. We have plenty of copies around, and they also sell the E-Myth book as a one you can just listen to. Okay, and that's if you want a career in management. That's the book I'm going to be teaching on. So if you want to get a head start, Sarah's got both books. You can get we have copies of the E-Myth one so you can put it onto your smartphone. We have it on the Dropbox. Okay, this one we've ordered many. We go on Amazon. We get these for $2-3 because they're out of print. So we get 10, 20 of these. So just have Sarah get, and we also have this one already scanned and on the Dropbox. So if you want, you can actually print this whole book from a printer. 1 chapter at a time. Got it? So an excuse why you're not reading it? Not because you can't find it, because I've put it everywhere. The only thing I can do is go home with you and read it to you, in your bed, like, hey, okay, chapter 1. I'm not going to do that. Got it? So it's here. So let's talk about some techniques of control of systems. Let me see if I have my book. So what's important, guys, is that you understand why we do certain things. All right? If I show you that this is my book, does it look like? And I came to apply for a job for you, and I told this is how I control everything that comes into this company every day. I write things down. I try to track everything down. Would you hire me? So every chaotic thing that happens with every employee, everything that comes in, I write it down so I never forget. And then I work it as you keep working it forward. Would you hire me? Right?
Yep.
So you need to control data. You have to have a system. If you're going to use your head to control data, you can't work here. It's too much information. Too many emails, too many digital this, too many digital that. You need to control it. Now, there's going to be a difference. You have to know who you are. There's young people, middle-aged people, and old people. Young people right now totally rely on text, and that's how they communicate because they're very shy about face-to-face. So that's one of the reasons why girls can talk your ear off on text now, and guys will send back a okay, because chicks were like, but do that to an old guy, and try to have a romantic, conversation on the text. He wants face-to-face. So young people, middle-aged people, and old people communicate differently. So one of the questions we always ask, what's your favorite method of communication? So when you're speaking with anybody, Spanish, American, young, old, you say, what's your preferred method of communication? And they'll tell you, I love emails, I love texts, or I love phone calls. You must get that information from every call we get. And a lot of times you have to assume based on the phone and the voice that you hear, how old the person is. He sounds like a middle-aged or an older gentleman, an older American gentleman or an older Spanish gentleman. Great, because we're going to talk to that person. He's not going to have an email. He's not going to have a fax. He's not, I'm saying? So you got to know who you're communicating with. So the preferred method of communication is very important on every client we get. Got it? All right. So with that now, we have to sort of communicate and say, okay, so somebody that's younger, you guys are I want eventually to be 75% digital, and you got to have 25% paper. If I see you 100% digital and no paper backup, you're not going to cut it here, because one day when we have a breakdown in the computers, they all shut down, you're dead in the water. We also have lists. This is paper. These lists, they're in your computer. I know. But when the computers are not working, I need you to work out of these lists. And sometimes when you're dealing with somebody in the company that's middle-aged or older, they're working with lists, because a lot of times they can't access the computers as easily as you. Got it? In reverse, somebody who's working from lists, when they call you, they can say, hey, can you look up this file for me and tell me something about the file? Because you have a lot more information than what's on here. So every now and then you have to summarize back to whoever's on the road and say, tell me about this case. And I do that a lot with you guys. Say, hey, tell me about the client. You're asking me to hit a home run and you're not even giving me a bat, you're giving me a broomstick. So whenever you call me, don't say, hey, I'm connecting you with some lady out of New York. You gotta tell me, here's the case study. They called in and they did this, and they said this, and this, and I looked up on the internet, I saw the fire escape, it's on the back, it's on the front, it's on the side. It looks like a balcony and a staircase, a balcony and a ladder to the ground. I'm already getting a mental picture in my head. So when I talk to this client, and it's a residential house, not a commercial house that, a 5-story apartment building with 12 units. That's commercial. Oh, that's all I need. I'm ready to speak. And they're calling because they want a paint job. That's all I need. Because I got to talk to them about the inspections and all this other stuff. So we create lists. These lists is what you work on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So you may have this list, but because you're a younger person, you're going to be working through the internet, right? A lot more. But a lot of times the internet has so much information in that you can't even see it. So you better work the 25% on the side. And I just asked you to print out those sheets. Do you have those here? Yeah, I asked you to print out a bunch. Yeah, that one's one. Perfect. Let me just work with these two. That's good. Have a seat. So right now, Sarah and Armin make these up on Fridays and Mondays. The power list. What Judith is supposed to be doing is doing exactly what she's doing here. She's supposed to pull out the list and print out when you do do a clipping, and print this out from the Evernote. And this is the short list. And this one says right on top, return calls.
No,
This one over here says, maybe
one's commercial.
commercial proposals that went out, drawings that went out, whatever, right? And you know what she's supposed to do on these? Well, she's now playing the game. She understands what I'm trying to achieve. She's color coding these here quickly, right? For the old guy that's going to call her on the phone and say, how many of these are commercial? Well, she'll know because she color coded them already. How many of them are residential? She already color coded them. And she also, which one's a bullshit? I need to repair my broken ladder. Oh, there's only 2 of those, right? And then all of a sudden, she's also going to have a history on every single one. Because I say, well, tell me about the one from Norfolk, Virginia. She doesn't have to go open up the case because a lot of times she's already highlighted, familiarized herself with the return call. So she'll have an instantaneous thing. Well, that's a call for a residential or a commercial situation. It's a hospital. And we've been calling this guy. We've left 2 weeks worth of messages. Okay, well, screw him. What's the next one? Oh, I want you to talk. So she's going to prioritize the ones she thinks I should be in touch with. And she's going to ice everybody else. She's going to call everybody, leave a voicemail for everybody, or email for everybody, and she's going to connect people and find them and ice them for a morning call or an afternoon call. So every now and then, as you connect me to somebody, immediately start calling the next one. Not because you're going to connect me, because you're going to ice them for the next 30 minutes to half an hour. 30 minutes to 1 hour. You're going to say, I just want to see if you're there. Is it better to talk to you in the morning or in the afternoon? What's the best time? What's the best phone number? Because you got a main number here. Do you have a cell number? So you start icing these people. So when I'm done with the first one, I call back and say, hey, I quoted 689, do this, this, this. You say, great. I got 2 more calls ready and waiting for you, Cisco. The one I think you should call is this one. Okay, why? Because the other one's just a bullshit guy. He wouldn't give me his name, wouldn't give me this, it's a guy looking for a witch doctor. But this one's looking for a doctor and it's at school. Hook me up. Tell me a little bit about it. And I'm driving. I got a headset on. Cisco. The case study on this is boom, boom, boom. It's like CSI. You guys ever watch CSI and they have a case study? Okay, tell me about this perpetrator here. And they start, he came from this country and he did that thing and he committed so many murders. Why do they do that? So you get an overall picture of what's going on. And then say, okay, now let's go attack them. That's what a CSR does. Just doesn't connect me. CSR knows who to connect me to and who I shouldn't be dealing with. Okay? I only have so much time. I got 12 people to call today. I can only talk to 4. You got to tell me what 4 I should talk to. And in some cases, you're going to get a call from a bullshit one, somebody here that just wants a broken ladder. You're not going to connect me. You're going to connect them to Armin or somebody else, or you're going to connect me at the end of my day. And in some cases, you'll get the information from the client. Tell me what's your situation. This is, okay, let me see if I can get an answer for you. Cisco, just a bullshit guy. He wants to know what it costs for a new ladder. $5 grand. Okay, thank you. Let me call the guy. Yeah, I spoke with Cisco. He's very busy. New ladder, like you just said, is $5 grand. Because you already know it's a bullshit guy. Because you'll already have the signals that are going to come. This guy's just shopping around. You know what I'm saying? Because he already called several other numbers twice already. He doesn't want. He doesn't want to get it done right. He just wants a number. You know what I'm saying?
And a low number at that.
And a low number at that. So you guys understand? So you're managing data. Don't just connect me. If you don't have an intimate history of every one of these, you're not doing your job. So that's what a CSR is. A CSR knows who the players are and where the money is. This is the start. This is very good. This gets stapled to the back. This was a sales list, a power list, and you need to have meetings. Every one of you guys, Sarah's got to tell you about the sales list. You know, some of the hot pockets in here, hot potatoes in here. And on the back is just a cheat list. And a lot of times this list hangs out for a week, guys. You don't get a new list till next Monday. But you make all kinds of notes on here, but you're really working there. But every now and then you're on the fly, you're answering a phone over there. You don't come back to your desk, you sit over there, you grab the thing, you have this sheet, you make a stupid note right there. Okay, got it. So you can work anywhere with this without having to drag your... But if you only work with that and you don't have one of these, I can't have you go home. Got it? So if you're going to work from home for some reason, and Jasmine does this quite often because she has kids, guess what happens? She didn't work yesterday. What did she do?
So,
She worked from home because she had a laptop. She had a list. So did she earn money while she was stuck at home on Veterans Day?
Yeah.
Got it? You can work from home. You can work from home. But there's a rule to work from home. What's the rules for working at home, by the way?
Wait, I know this.
Come on, Thomas.
I know this.
Do, 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 do.
Time management.
Tell me about it. Explain a little bit more about time management. What's that mean?
Making sure that you're actually doing your work. And
Because
Because at home it's easy. At home it's easier for some people to get distracted.
everybody to get distracted. So everybody who's never worked from home gets distracted. So do you're automatically given the right to work from home, or you have to prove that you can work from home?
You have to prove it.
Simple, isn't it? And can you work 8 hours a day if you're a mom, stay-at-home mom?
No.
Right? So,
That's
and
not
if you're a guy,
possible.
is guys and girls the same?
No.
Okay. So we have rules for working out at home. Why? It's based on you and who you are, married or single, many rules. Can you work at home? Sure. Are you automatically given the right to work at home because we think you know it? No.
No.
We'll train you how to work out at home. We'll train you. We want to know where your workstation is at home. We want to know what your game plan is when you do work at home. We want to know what you're going to do to not distract yourself so that you can have the privilege to work out of the home. And as a matter of fact, we're going to force you to work out at home. Why is that?
To force you to have that
To
experience.
have that skill. So, in the East Coast, there's snow that stops you from going to work. So what, does my company have to stop because I got a snowstorm?
No.
Nope.
You got volcanoes, and you guys got earthquakes, and what else you got? Brush fires. So if you have a brush fire, can you still work out at home?
Yeah.
Can you work out of your girlfriend's house because you have to evacuate, California? California's got everything.
Yeah, except water.
Yeah, well, and you can starve because you can't get a drink of water, so it's got everything. Earthquakes, no water, fires, the locusts and the frogs. That's all it's missing.
Everything minus the tornadoes.
And tornadoes, that's true. So you guys understand? So we'll train you. So it's not an automatic that you're just going to get something from us. No, you have to train for it and understand. We want you to make money, okay? But you have to prove to us that you know how to make us money. You do that, man. You can. It's nothing like having a job that trusts you, that just guides you, okay? And yes, if you're one of our career people, we do want you to work at home at least one of those days. Not because we want you to work at home. We need to train you how to work out at the home so that every now and then, when something happens, one of your kids are sick or something happens, you're like, it's not a big deal. Hey, I'm delayed. I can't start today at 9. I have to start at 10 because I have to stay home. And I can't work till 5. I have to punch out at 3 because my kids arrive at 3 when they come back from school. Great.
It's better than not working.
It's better than not working. But at the same time, you understand my plight. I need 50 donuts. But that also makes you accountable.
Right.
So I need you to be responsible. Number 2.
Accountable.
So let's make it simple so everybody understands. Hey, you're responsible means what? What's that one example of you being responsible?
Being here in time.
You're here on time.
Yeah.
So that's the generic. Hey, I got to respond. You're here on time. Accountable?
You can
Give me one word that tells you you're accountable.
Proof.
prove.
No, 50 donuts.
That's 2 words.
I'm gonna cut one of your horns and that tail. So, accountable. What's that mean? What's the one word you want to say? So write it in your book. Responsible, on time, right? Accountable is what? Write it down. 50 donuts. What's that mean?
Productive.
You're productive. So there's always some marker. You handle 12 cases a day, you handle something. There's always some number that you always produce every day. So I want you to give me your 50 donuts. Do you understand? Produce 50 donuts, no matter what, no excuses. And you don't leave till those 50 donuts are done. So if something screws up in the day and you screwed it up, can you leave early?
No.
And if those 50 donuts need to get done, and you have to go, because even though you screwed up, you have to go because you got to go pick up your kids, what are you required to do?
Come in.
No, speak with somebody so they can finish your 50 donuts.
There you go.
That means you're going to communicate and coordinate because you screwed up. I need my 50 donuts. You need to go get your kids. So you talk to your manager, say, hey, I fucked up. I'm sorry, and I can't do the 50 donuts. I'm only 15 shy. Can you finish this up? Finish up the run for me, please. Because what's more important, kids or my 50 donuts?
Kids.
Kids. So I already know that. But I still need my 50 donuts. But you have a manager, and guess what your manager's going to have to do?
Be accountable for what you did.
Be accountable. So your manager's going to come in and finish those other 15. He or she's not going to like it, but hey,
Shit happens.
that's why you just can't blow out of here when you only got 35. So responsible is 50 donuts. Otherwise, make arrangements to get them done. So communicate and coordinate that they are going to get done. So it's okay to have a problem. So communicate and coordinate so that I still get my 50 donuts. Because then I'm not going to have a problem with you. Even though there was a problem, you took care of it. You didn't make me take care of it, you took care of it. Professional, what's that mean?
Proof that you know what you're doing.
Ooh, there you go. So bring me a certificate, a diploma, a document that says you know what you do, a license, or something. Because, don't forget guys, am I telling you to bring external documentation or do we have internal documentation to get you the same certifications?
Internal.
We have internal, right? So you have to pass my internal course. As soon as you pass my internal course, what am I going to force you to do?
Get external.
Get an external one to do what?
Move up.
Back it up.
Have something in your pocket that in case you hate my guts, you can do what?
Bounce.
You can bounce and say, hey, I'm out of here. And when you go to the next job, what are you gonna pull out of your pocket?
The real diploma.
The real diploma. So while you're here, don't waste time here. You're never gonna get it back. Got it? So we're here to help each other. Got it? You're gonna career build, it's one move, 3 to 5 years. If you're gonna resume build over the next 3 to 5 months, then you better have something of value while you're here, otherwise bounce. Got it? So I'll help you resume build, or I'll help you career build. Both have a key for you to go. Or both have a key for you to stay. Because what am I building? How big is my iceberg?
Huge.
Is it a $1 billion industry?
Yes.
That's what I'm building. The only guy building it. We're the only fire escape company in the nation. Do you know that?
Now I do.
We're the only fire escape inspection company in the nation. Do you know that?
Yes.
Well, next time you go, just go on the internet and say, another fire escape competition company against my company. We're the only fire escape company in the nation. Now, there's many other companies that do railings, window guards, I-beams, and fire escapes. Are they a fire escape company?
No.
No. We're the only fire escape company in the nation on top of this iceberg. Which means what? I have to jump on this opportunity when? Tomorrow?
No.
No.
Or today?
Today.
Okay? And if you don't know what you're doing, because I'm selling ice, right? If you don't know that I'm selling ice, if you don't know product knowledge, get off this iceberg. Because it's cold here. You gotta wear the right clothes, gotta understand everything about ice. Got it? All right. Let's talk about the communicate. So you understand the one word for responsible is?
Time. On time.
Accountable is?
Productive.
No, 50 donuts. Professional is? Just one word
Diploma.
statements, guys, because you're going to teach us to the next people.
Diploma.
I don't want you to change any words that we're using here. Got it? So, if I say I want you to be responsible, one example is be on time. I want you to be accountable. I want you to
Produce.
produce what?
50
50
donuts.
50 donuts. They're going to say, what do you mean 50 donuts? Exactly. Whatever your situation is, but it's a relative name. 50 donuts. I want you to be professional, which means what?
Have certification.
Yeah, give me a document, an internal document or an external document that says you have a real diploma that hangs on a wall. I'll give you one. Got it? And we have plenty of documented videos of us training this. This is not the first time. Got it? So you're going to find all these videos because you're like, shit, look at all these videos here.
Yeah.
All right, the next one. Communication. What's that mean? Give me one word.
Talking.
You'll answer your phone. That's all. Communication means you're going to use the phone.
Yeah.
I'm running late or I'm not coming in. I'm doing this or I'm not doing that. So you're going to use the phone. That means you'll answer it or you'll call from it. No dead battery bullshit, no, none of that. Got it? And what's coordinating?
Speaking with other people in the office to make sure that your duties are covered.
Exactly. You're going to coordinate your screw up. It's covered. So if you're at a restaurant and you can't work Friday, what do? You talk to your manager. What do you do when you work at a restaurant? There's
Talk to your coworkers.
seven of the waitresses,
You talk to the other waitresses.
And do
see if
what?
They can cover you.
right? You don't talk to the manager. You don't ask the manager about your problem. The manager doesn't care.
Yeah.
You just say, okay, hey, I can't work Friday. Can you cover for me, and I'll cover for you on Monday? And you work it on the back. And then what do you do on Friday? What do you make sure?
That they went in and covered for you.
Otherwise, what happens?
You're gonna
The
get
manager want to hear your bullshit story about how Sandy was supposed to be there and she didn't show up, and he goes, I don't care. I scheduled you for Friday. Whether or not you bring somebody else, I don't care if you bring somebody else.
We need a body there for that shift.
Right. That's called communicate. That's called coordination because you have a problem. I don't have a problem. I don't need to coordinate anything. I already coordinate. I already got all my stuff going. That's what this book is all about. Guys, we got a system of how we're going to communicate. We're going to handle a lot of information coming in. And 3,500, calls that have come in the past couple of years, all related to fire escapes. I need you to handle that. I can't just have you handling print. If you don't know the history of any one of those prints, not memorized, you know what I'm saying? Because you handle it every day. You know what Goff's, the Goff one in New Hampshire is. You're going to have, after handling 12 or so every day, you're going to kind of know what the game we're playing and who the players are. Every month you will always know who's who, and when I say 8 new bond, you're like, oh, yeah, that was a $100,000 job. Let me call that guy. You're right, yeah. Why? Because you have an intimate knowledge of if you don't know the inside workings of this, you're not supposed to be here. Can't play basketball with me. I'm not going to teach you how to play basketball the day we're playing the game. Got it?
Yeah.
All right, time check.
2:15.
2:15.
Very good. Let's open it up now before I finish with this, because I know you got to leave at 3 and 3:30, right? And then I can go to the bar, right? Drinking, like you said. Because should have your boyfriend call me up. Maybe I can go with him, and he can hang out drink beers with me.
Are you buying? Then I might be down to go.
No chicks, just guys at the Greek bar there, whatever.
I'll
Questions?
Are you buying?
Question. I just open up some questions now. What do you guys got for questions? From the simplest questions to the and managerial related. You agree, you disagree with some of the things I've been saying.
I think you're a mad scientist.
Just copying other people. If I was original, I'd be Einstein, creating things that you've never heard before. But you guys tell me, anything I've said here, did any of it not make any sense? Or did it, when you apply it to every job you've ever held, did it make sense, some of the stuff I've been telling you?
Yeah.
Yep.
So everything I've told you already knew. Nobody ever explained it to you correctly. So you already know this stuff. What you don't have is any practice at it. Just start practicing at it. So it's as easy as being a mommy. Are you a babysitter mommy, or are you a mommy mommy? Are you a personality mommy, or are you a systems mommy? Which one makes the best kids? Systems mommies. Because you got to give kids rules. And every kid that comes, every new trainee that's gonna come through that door, 12, 22, 32, 42, 52, is gonna be how old when they first walk in that door for me?
12.
12 years old, until they prove what to me?
Their age and their
Otherwise.
responsibility.
That's all. Until they prove to me otherwise.